Good afternoon, Shaggy Turf here. Anyway, we're at the church, mowing it. Filmed here several times. Um, we are slowly getting back into the groove of mowing with the big storm that moved through. We've been doing a lot of cleanups and stuff for customers. We still have a couple more customers that we have to do some cleanups for. But we're behind on our mowing because the last week or two has just been crazy with the storm and no power, and pretty much all of our yards were affected in some way, shape, or form. Some of them we can't even mow right now, and a couple of those are cleanups that we got to do because there's still a lot of debris. But we're slowly getting back in the groove. Today's Saturday. This is the only one that we're going to do today. Next week it's supposed to get really, really hot. It's going to be in the 90s and stuff, but we're so far behind that we're just going to have to kick butt every day. Pretty much every single one of our yards is due. So yeah, it's going to be insane next week. But we're going to have to just push through, and we figured that we'll probably just get up in the morning and do as many as we can before the heat of the day. Drink plenty of fluids, do all that stuff, and just work through it. I went around, I trimmed around the church and around a few things. He's going to finish up mowing, and then we'll probably, like I said, call it a day. I went around and picked up some of their limbs. There's a bunch of limbs on the ground, and I went and picked them up. That's not necessarily part of what we do, but it's just kind of sometimes if you just, it's not like I had to do a whole cleanup. I mean, there was probably maybe 8 branches or something laying around, and I basically put them back there. There's like a chimney back there, and I just went back there and set them. I did it mostly so that he wouldn't run into them. Plus, it's just a nice gesture. It's not, like I said, it's not like it's a yard cleanup or something where we're going to charge extra. It's just a few limbs, and sometimes when you do gestures like that for a customer, and they see that, they just are like, wow, that's they're doing a little bit more than what they need to, and they appreciate it. Like I said, we're getting back in the groove of mowing. It's going to be busy next week. And with the temperatures, it's, we're going to be probably going as early as we can to start mowing. The ground might still be a little damp, but we got to do what we got to do to catch up. We have not only all of our yards in town, but we have to do the city of Reasoner. We have to do, we have that 4-acre house out in the country. We have another farmhouse out in the country we have to do. A few houses out of town in the city of Baxter that we're going to do. Yeah, it's going to be a busy one. But we're pretty... once we get into the groove, we're pretty quick to go. The grass right now is kind of dry, so we're not having to do a lot of double cutting on stuff. He can go a little bit faster with the grass being a little bit drier, so it doesn't take as long. As far as trimming goes, a lot of my trimming that I have done hasn't really grown back. There's just like spots here and there where there's basically weeds that have popped up that I got hit. But right now, with everything not really growing, mostly just weeds really, it's not as an extensive trim as at the beginning of the year, where everything was so wet and damp and everything was growing, and it was insane from week to week how quickly, you know, you just trim something and psh, brought it right back up the next week. So, you know, like I said, this is that time of year where you can go a little bit faster and maybe not do as much trimming and stuff, and getting off the yards quicker. You know, with not as much trimming and stuff, sometimes there's not a lot of blowing to do. But yeah, pretty much this whole month has been shot. The storm had come in the second week of this month, and so that whole week was shot because we didn't have any power. And so we, unfortunately, in this town have a lot of thieves. In a lot of places, we actually had a generator so we could run our fridge and stuff like that, but fortunately we'd have to stay up at night because of no power to keep an eye on the generator, because there was a lot of people going around and stealing generators and stealing power cords and stealing just odds and ends stuff, and there was a lot of thieves. And it was funny because we had to change our sleep schedule around and actually stay up at night and then sleep somewhat during the day. And then so that whole week was just pretty much ruined, because there's not really a lot you can do when you have to change your sleep schedule. And it was insane seeing how many people were going up and down the streets with flashlights. And you know, you'd have soon after these people would be walking down the street with flashlights shining on everything, and all of a sudden you'd see this vehicle slowly creeping along too, like it was. And people were saying in town that that's the way it was, is like these people would walk ahead and shine their flashlights and spot stuff to steal, and then somebody with a vehicle would be coming behind them and stop and run out and steal it and put it in the vehicle. So yeah. Anyway, so we're going to finish this one up, and then, like I said, I don't think we're going to do any more today. I don't know. That's kind of up to him. Last week was busy with cleanups and stuff like that. I guess one thing that came out of it is we've gotten a lot of wood to burn for the winter. We have a wood stove in our garage and we got garage cats, and so we keep it pretty much running all winter for them, to keep them warm. So anyway, so I'm gonna cut this short. Well, not cut this short, but I'm gonna cut this off, and I want to thank you guys for watching, and have a good day.